Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow Earth travelers. Oblix here, and today I want to talk to you about the Invicta Pro Diver. How y'all doing today? So, this is not a review, this is a first look. I've actually never even taken this watch out of this box before. So, I just got this in from Amazon. Obviously, I know what's inside because I'm the one that bought it. But just kind of want to do a quick look with you guys because this guy has a steel band, and in order for me to wear it, we've got to size it. So I figure I'll do that with you guys. So in the event, we'll take a quick look at him while we're here. So there you go, Invicta Pro Diver. Nice. Now this is a what's commonly referred to as a homage watch. As it's playing homage to another watch, specifically the Rolex Submariner. So if you look at this guy, it is very, very similar in colorations, shapes, hand shapes to the Rolex Submariner. Now, obviously, this is not a Rolex Submariner, of course. It's not going to have that price tag. It is an Invicta. But they're basically copying it. Almost letter for letter. I mean, there's a few little changes, like the way they changed the bezel here. The rotating bezels changed slightly from the Submariner. Just a few little changes here and there, but very, very few. They do put the Invicta right there on the side, so it's obvious that it is an Invicta. And of course, they have their own logo in there. Some people hate homage watches, but I personally don't. I'm not going to be buying a Rolex Submariner anytime soon. Just ridiculously expensive, and I'm not going to be spending that much money on a watch. Sorry, just not going to happen. So all you people that say you should just go buy a Rolex and shut up, okay, change channel, because no, I got other things I'd rather spend my money on than a stupid Rolex. I can get the look right here for $70. Do I get the quality of a Rolex? No, I get that. I'm not looking for that either. I spent $70. I expect $70 in quality. So there you go. Let's pop this tag off of here, and this thing is covered in plastic, and I mean covered. We're gonna have to pull a lot of plastic off this thing here. I can't work without my fingers free. There we go. Pop that off, and let me get all this plastic off, and then we'll get on with it. It's gonna take me a minute to unwrap this beastie. Let's see, I can't even get to everything there is. Good Lord, it's a lot of plastic everywhere. Hey, first piece. All right. Now, let's see. They had a pull tab on that one. That made it easy. They don't have a pull tab on this one, so we're going to have to wing it. Ding it. Just kind of running my nail across it to see if I can find a chink in the armor here. It is like armor. I really want to pop that buckle. I'm going to pull that paper off so I can pop this buckle. And I can pop that. Give me a little more room to work, and pop that. Now I can bend this and really get in here. see if I can find that seam. Where are you at, you little devil? Now, this is the hardest part of a new watch. I will say, Invicta, kudos on wrapping this bugger up tight. And making sure he's not gonna come open ever. I hate just tearing it because that always ends up leaving bits of plastic everywhere. But also not finding the seam anywhere. What the crap is the seam on this stupid thing? Really? Why is this being this difficult? I see what I think is the seam, but it is definitely not wanting to come open. As I say that, it comes right open. Oh, but of course. There we go. I'm sure most of that was out of camera, guys. Sorry. Had to fidget with it. Alright. Most of the plastic is off. Got a little bit there. Okay. Still got some on the case back, which you can see in there. Got that nice yellow counterbalance or weight. Actually a nice looking watch. It's got a decent weight. It's solid links, which is very nice, especially at this price point. That's very unusual. So let's get this sized. So first thing we want to do is pop it on wrist and take a look. Now, my wrist choice for today is going to actually be really hard to get in the camera because of its really unusual shape. See how it's bigger on this side than it is on this side? This side's taller than this side. It's canted at a 35-degree angle for easier viewing. This is a Dexter Sinister Hex. Really unique piece. So let's get this guy off. He is a bit tough to take off because he's got a monster leather strap on him. But I will give you a quick look at him. Right side up. Very, very unusual piece. And I don't even know if that's catching focus or not. But yeah, Dexter Sinister Hex review coming eventually. Alright, so now we got our watch. I'm going to pop it on wrist and just kind of close it down to take a look at where it sits naturally with all of its links in there. And you see we've got all this play down here we've got to take out. That's a lot. So I'm going to pop it back open again. And just kind of pinch it right here to see where I want it to line up. So it's looking like I need to take out probably, if you look in here, about 2 links on each side will probably get me. So now you can tell which links are removable because they will have these pins. You see the pins in them? See, the ones up here don't have the pins. The ones that can be removed do have the pins. Same on this side. You can also tell if you look at the underside of the watch. You see these little arrows right here? These little arrows along the side here, they'll all have those little arrows on both sides. And I know it's a little hard to see in there, but they'll all have those little arrows that let you know they can be removed. So what I'm going to use to do that is that tool right there from our toolbox. And I'm going to use this punch right here. And then, of course, our mallet. So Now again, I am by no means an expert. I am just a moron with a watch. So take this for what it is. It may not be right. It may not be the best way. It is, however, my way. So I need to remove 2 links, and I can remove any of the 2 links. It doesn't matter. So you see this last link down here actually is a little tough to get to that pin because of the way this band is. Could I? Yeah, but why fight with it? Why not just remove, instead of removing these 2 links, why don't I just remove these 2 links? Make my life easy. Now if you notice, this guy has holes in it. And what you want to do is lay the band perpendicular to this guy and put the pin right over the hole. So when you're hammering through, the pin just drops out the bottom. Makes it easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now you want to make sure you push the pin the direction of the arrows. So whatever way the arrows show, they're showing this way. So you want to push the pin that way. So I'm just going to line him up, and we just use this guy to hold him in place. Now be very careful when you do this, because you can, with this punch, scratch the side of your links here if you're not careful. So make sure you get the punch right in the middle of the pin, and then just give it a light tap, and see how it just drops right out. And once it comes out, you can pull it out, and you will notice the pin. It may be really hard to see here, but the pin has a thick side right here and a thin side right here. If you can see that, I don't know if that's showing up or not. You want to make sure you keep track of what are the thick sides and what are the thin sides, because you'll need to put them back in the correct way. So now we want to pop off the 2 links. So we want to line this guy up right. We'll go to that hole right there. I'm not going to go to the center because this is actually not wanting to fit into the center post. So I'm going to use this outside hole right there. And again, if this is not something you're comfortable doing, take it to a watch expert. I don't mind doing it. It's a $70 watch, and I've done this tons of times, so I couldn't care less. There we go. Make sure we get the thick side put together, and we've got 2 links out. So one side is good to go, and we just need to put it back together like so. And we want to put the pin back in the same way we pulled it out. Now remember, we had the watch laying like this with the arrows pointing down, and the big side came out of the bottom. So we want to put it back in the same way we got it out. We need to turn the watch over. And put it back, line it back up over our hole. And we don't really need the hole for this. We want to make sure the big end is up because we turned the watch over. Now we're just going to drop it in the hole. We're going to put our pin, actually I'm just going to use the rubber or the nylon side of the mallet because it won't mar the metal, and I'm just going to give it a little love tap till it's in there smooth. And there you go. Done. So now we got to do this side. So looking at our arrows, they're pointing this way. If you see right there, if you can see that, they're pointed down that way. So we know that's where the pin's going to come out of. Get our punch, line up our hole. We're going to do the middle 2 again. Line up the punch and pop. There it goes. Pull it up, take out the pin. Make sure we keep track of the thick side. Now we want to pull out this one. We're going to go to the side again because of the way it's going to lay. Just reposition the watch as needed so it holds true. And we're going to go right there. Being careful not to mar the watch. there's the punch. And there's the pin, there's the thick side, and we have our second set of links out. Now we just need to remember our arrows are pointing down, so we got to flip the watch over and bring it back together. And this time we want the thick side to the top, because it came, remember the thick side came out of the bottom, we want the thick side going into the top this time. And we just place it in using the soft side of our mallet. Little light love tap until it's smooth. If it doesn't go all the way smooth, you just grab your punch, very carefully place it on there so it doesn't slide around, and give it an extra little tap, but just be very gentle on that, because what can happen is as you're hammering, the punch can actually slide, and that'll scratch up the side of your watch. So you got to be really careful of that. You're much better off using just soft side of the mallet if you can. So there you go. That should be sized pretty darn close. We may have to, take off a link or add a link, but actually that is not bad. I can move my wrists freely. The watch doesn't move. I might want just a tad more length. Maybe add one link back, unless this is adjustable. It is. So looking here, the buckle, this is adjustable in to give you one tighter. We don't want tighter, we want looser. So this is adjustable one out. That is probably about perfect. I may want to do that. It's a lot harder to do that. Let me try it again just to make sure. I don't know, that's a pretty good. I don't want it too loose. And it can move around a little bit. I don't like it so tight that it's choking, but I do like a little bit of looseness in it. That's not bad. I think I'm going to roll with that for a day or so, and if it starts to bug me throughout the day, then I'll loosen this up by one pen, and that should give me the freedom of play. Boy, that looks good though. The Invicta Pro Diver. That's sharp looking. Let's finish taking the plastic off. I did leave the while I'm doing this, I like to leave the plastic on the crystal, both the front and the back. Let's go ahead and pop that off now and get a real look at this bad boy. And come off. Come on. There we go. Well, that's good looking. That is a good looking piece. Oh yeah, nice. That's probably 120. Just guessing. Feels pretty good. A little bit, maybe a tad, a little bit of play. Again, it's not a Rolex, and it's not a Folex, and there's that really nice yellow counterweight that will spin around as you move to wind the watch. It is a fully automatic watch. No battery required. Now, I like the date magnification, very nice. Just a good piece all around, even like where they put the Invicta branding. You don't generally see branding on the side of the watch like that. I really do like that. I think that looks pretty slick. So I may get the question, how do I store these extra links in pins? Well, what I normally do is I will put the links from the two opposite sides together, like so, and see where my arrows are. Pop them in here. Make sure we get the fat side correct. Drop it in, soft side of the hammer. And I'm not shooting for perfection here, I'm shooting for it's in. And then I'm going to put the second extra pin at the top up here. See where the gap is? Don't put it on this side, where the little tang is. Put it over here on this side. And again, make sure it's going in the correct direction. These are directional, and it should look like that. See how you can't see nothing because I don't have it in frame, goofy oblix. So you see how you have you can see it, the pin coming through here. That's what you want, and that'll hold true. So we're just going to pop that in with our trusty soft hammer, and you should be able to hammer it in just like you would the normal, and it'll stay. And then I just toss them back in the original box. So we've got our Invicta box here. I just drop it in the bottom like so. If it sends it with a bag or something, I'll pop it in the bag. But if not, I'll just toss it in like that. Then I toss the pillow on top so it doesn't go anywhere. If there was a tag, I usually drop that in as well. Boom, good to go. So I don't think I did a good job explaining why I think it's okay to buy homage watches. This isn't a Folex. It's not a watch that is pretending to be a Rolex, and by actually putting the word Rolex or very close approximation of it, in 100% pretending to be a Rolex. I mean, this is not pretending to be anything but an Invicta. It's got Invicta branding all over it. Anybody that takes a look at it is going to know this is an Invicta and not a Rolex. But it is, kind of honoring that original Submariner, that Rolex Submariner, in design. Now, I'm not going to go out and buy a multi-$1,000 watch. It's just not going to happen. But I like the styling. I like the way it looks. So this is a way I can get the looks without having to shell out several $1,000s that I'm just simply not going to do. So if you can afford a full Rolex and you want to go buy a great Rolex, have a good time, enjoy yourself. Just not going to be me. Not anytime soon, anyway. So I'm going to be happy with my Invicta. Well, hopefully. I don't know. I haven't reviewed it yet. I'll let you know. But, for the look and the price point, I'm good to go. This is the look I want. This is the look of the Submariner without the cost of the Submariner. Now, I understand it's not going to have the same quality, but I'm not paying for that either. So, as long as that understanding's there from the get-go, we're good to go. Now you go into the less reputable part of town, and every town's got one, and that you're looking at the one that's labeled Rolex, but obviously came off of a boat, probably with a Chinese flag on it. That I can't do. That's you're pushing it there. There's no quality, and you're just straight up faking it. At least this guy has some quality. I mean, it's got a nice crystal. It's got that Invicta Fire crystal. It is a full auto. It's not, some junky Chinese quartz, in the back. And it's pretty well built with the solid links. It's not hollow links. Feels good. Yeah, and like I said, we'll give it a full review. But I just kind of wanted to explain a little further why I think homage watches aren't terrible, like a lot of watch snobs think they are. And they're entitled to their opinion, but they're wrong, I'm right, and that's just the way it is. So, there you go. Very nice, alright. So, that is all the time I got for today. Sure, I'm glad you guys came to hang out with me as we took a first look at the Invicta Pro Diver. I'm sure we'll have a review down the road of it after it's had some wrist time. But, until next time, y'all get out there and make some noise. We'll see ya.